And we're off. Looks like everything is doing good. Looks like we actually got the old stream started on the right spot here. Bow, 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 now, bow. All right. So today we're gonna be doing some things. Go into the group chat here. What happened? Ooh, we ain't been over here building. Oh, what's cracking, Mustang? Yeah. How are you? How you been? How's life, the universe, and everything? Let's see about some high-risk events over here. Do we have any high-risk events? All right, we got Paradise Lost high risk coming up. But that's not happening for 47 minutes. Ooh, a B-Day on Sunday. That's exciting. That's all kinds of exciting. Happy, happy birthday from all of us to you. We wish it was our birthday so we'd be happy too. Big old number 3. Dang. I don't understand how every single human being just raises children. Like, if you gave me a 3-year-old and said, keep this child alive, I would lose my shit. I would lose all of my shit. My shit would be gone. There is no way that I could keep a 3-year-old alive. Because little children don't even know what it is that they need to be alive. So they can't help you. You have to remember for them all the things that they possibly need to do in their life to continue living. And that's just a thing that every human being apparently can do, is just raise little people. And that kind of freaks me out a little bit. Kind of freaks me out. Who that? Ruby Impact. Understand that it's rough, but once you have one on your own, it's natural. Keep you on your toes for sure. Yeah, I don't. Nope. Never gonna be a thing. Definitely not. A veto. Barely keep myself alive. I mean, I'm well on my way. I'm already pushing 40. It'll be pretty unlikely that I end up with a kid. Pretty unlikely. Well, that's fair. I also don't date, so. There are activities that are required for children to exist that I don't participate in. Which is just better for everyone. Like I don't need to be having kids. It wouldn't be good for the kid, wouldn't be good for me, wouldn't be good for the kid's mother. It'd just be a terrible experience all around. I am way too much of a self-absorbed child as it is. Just the biology of that knowledge, though, is really interesting to me because that's just something that you know how to do that, I mean, you were never taught to do that, you can't remember your parents taking care of you when you were that little. Like, it's kind of cool, but it's also super insane. And I mean, it's not just humans, right? It's every species of animal just has this innate ability to care for their children in whatever way their children need to be cared for. So, like, not every species even actually cares for their young. It's just an insane, like, how does that even evolve? Because unless there was always at least some member of some species in the past, some common ancestor who was able to do that, then no animal would have ever even existed because we all would have died off. Because, we needed care, we needed support, we needed raising, and there was nobody there to do that. And so the whole evolution of it, the whole everything is just wild to me. When I say this, I still don't know what I'm doing, just winging it. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I should be more surprised at the resilience of children to insufficient rearing strategies. Maybe it's more a I should be impressed with the fact that children can basically be completely ignored and somehow manage to grow up to like be functioning adults. Maybe that's where the real or maybe children can be raised in an extremely wide variety of ways and still manage to, grow up and be adults. And so maybe that's what it is. Maybe the resilience of children be the bigger surprise. I don't know. It's all crazy. Biological reproduction is just an insane. It's insane. I don't get it. Of course, I've always been pretty amazed by the natural world just in general. I mean, when you really start to think about all of the different happenstance that goes into creating any biological creature, and then you look at the variety of biology that we have here on Earth, and all of the random happenstance that had to go into all of that, just life itself is so fucking wild. And especially complex life. I mean, the next nearest star to us is light years away. And we are on the only planet in our solar system that supports biological life, at least that we're aware of so far, and certainly the only planet in our solar system that supports complex biological life. Right, we might find some single cell organisms on a moon somewhere. Yeah, that we know of, but if there were like mammals running around on one of the moons of Saturn or something, yeah, so I don't think that the government would tell us. I think you're right. I think that governments all across the world would keep that a secret from each other and from the public because knowledge is power. And knowledge that nobody else has is extremely powerful. But I do think that no matter what government was the one that found it, that some random scientist on the team would leak that information to the public, right? Because the officials, right, the people who are going to decide to hide that information are not intellectually capable of actually making that discovery, right? There's no politician in any country in the world who's going to be capable of being on that science team, right? They're a bunch of idiots. They can barely fucking tell their asshole from their elbow, much less send a probe into outer space. But, you know, the folks on the science end of it, somebody would be like, you know what? The world deserves to know. And one of them was. I absolutely believe in aliens, for sure. 100%. Now, I don't believe in like alien sightings here on Earth, mostly. You know, I don't think that we've had a bunch of abductions here on our planet. I don't think saucers in the night sky or twinkling lights in the night sky are, aliens coming to visit Earth. I don't believe most of that stuff, but it would be. I don't even know if they've ever been here. The the technology required to traverse interstellar space. I mean, It's what, like 4.5 light years to the nearest other star? So, 4 years, 4.5 years in space at light speed to get to the next even possibly habitable space in Earth is a lot. I feel like they have, though. We're not the only ones that are here that have been here. I mean, I think maybe if at any time there was an extraplanetary species here on Earth, then it would have had to have happened like long before, because there has been some evidence that I think it was Mars or Venus, used to be closer or further from the sun, and it put them in a better position. And it's possible that at some point they had more Earth-like atmospheres and potentially the ability to sustain life. And so I could see it maybe being possible that, billions of years ago, because Earth has been around for what, like 4 billion years or something like that. Um, then maybe we had, maybe there was like life on Mars, like intelligent life on Mars or something. And those people, like we are trying to travel to Mars now, could have possibly come to Earth back before there was even really any Earth to come visit. But I don't think that it's happened since human beings have existed. I mean, we're only a couple 100,000 years old, right? As a species. And so I would say it's pretty, in the grand scheme of, uh, the universe, for another intelligent life form to have come to Earth during the time that humans were even advanced enough, right? Because we also spent a huge majority of our time as a species as basically regular animals, right? I mean, right there with the apes running around using, sticks as the most advanced tools we had for all but the last, what, 5 or 6 thousand years? I mean, the Stone Age was 99% of human history. So to think that humans have interacted with an intelligent alien species during the very small amount of time that we've been capable of even really understanding what that means, I think is pretty silly. And I also think, we've been pumping out radio waves and stuff for, I don't know, when was the radio invented? A couple 100 years? But if you really think about it, with the amount of time it would take for those radio waves to reach, other star systems and stuff like that, and then the amount of time it would take for an alien species to reach Earth if they didn't have light speed or faster than light travel. Um, it's possible that there are species out there who are aware that we exist because they've received some, bit of radio wave or something that we've pumped out into space and either haven't gotten to us yet or also don't have the technology required to traverse that space yet. So, I mean, there are, and it's happening more and more and more recently. You're seeing more and more news stories and stuff like that of astronomers, not astrologists, astronomers are finding more and more potential proof of life on other planets, on like distant planets. They're seeing shadows cross stars. They're seeing um, weird signals coming off of planets that, while they don't necessarily look exactly like radio signals or something like that, they're also not consistent with necessarily the background radiation or the radiation that you would expect to be getting kicked off of, a star or, a planet or something like that. And so we're seeing more and more of these little things that could potentially be leading us to identify, planets with intelligent or at least some sort of life. And again, if we ever find out for sure that there is life on another one of these distant planets, like we're not going to that planet. Um, it would probably jumpstart our space programs again, which would be great though. If we ever find for sure that there's life out there, you better believe they will start putting so much money into the space program. It's not even funny. Because that's an insane resource, right? A whole other planet. I mean, they just brought back some direwolf traits. They crossed some of the DNA of a direwolf with modern wolves, gave modern wolves some of the traits of direwolves, which is kind of crazy. I imagine that they could do very much the same thing with, well, poop. I need to make my other vehicles so that when I forget to repair my freaking motorcycle, I can just use my other vehicles. Um, but there are other still similar species that could be used in very much the same way to bring back, some of the traits of woolly mammoths, or heck, even, we have quite a few medium-sized reptiles that medium-sized reptile. Well, I guess dinosaurs are more closely related to birds, is what they say. I don't know for sure. Um, but, maybe some medium-sized birds, maybe like some ostriches or stuff. You could bring back some dinosaur DNA. I mean, I don't think that's ever gonna happen, Mustang. I don't. I don't think we're just gonna full-on resurrect the T-Rex. I also assume that if we did just full-on resurrect a T-Rex, you you basically have no choice, I don't think, but to bring back sort of a hybridized version of these creatures. Because if you brought full on, Triassic or Jurassic or Cretaceous creature into modern atmospheres, then I assume that they would just die almost immediately, right? There's no resistance to um, viruses and bacterias and stuff like that. There was a totally different atmospheric composition back then. We talk about uh, mass extinctions and stuff like that. If the average global temperature raises by 3 or 4 degrees, we start looking at, just huge die offs and huge ecosystem collapses because, our fauna, our flora, all of that stuff is all very, very tuned in to the environment that we have right now, right? All existing creatures in the world today are extremely, extremely tuned in to surviving specifically in the environments they survive in right now. And so if those environments start to change, then they just eat shit and die most of the time. And so if you brought, a dinosaur into modern world, the environment is just so much different than what they were totally designed to do that it's very, very unlikely that they would survive. Even an apex predator like, a T-Rex or something like that would find it extremely difficult. And herbivores would likely not be able to deal with the flora, right? Their digestive systems just wouldn't cope. But I still love like television shows and stuff. Um, like one of my favorite TV shows, and I'm kind of sad that it didn't do better, is Terra Nova, where they go back, 85 million years or whatever into the past through some wormhole, and then they live on a planet, or, our planet in a different timeline with all of these dinosaurs and stuff. And stuff like that really interests me because, the cohabitation of modern human and dinosaur is it's so crazy. I guess it's the closest thing we can get to, cohabitating with aliens without leaving our planet. And it seems more plausible, I guess. Yeah, it's in the future of Earth, and we're destroying the planet, and everybody's living under these domes, and we find a wormhole and we start sending pilgrims back 85 million years into Earth's past, and there's dinosaurs, and they don't really lean into the dinosaur thing a whole lot. They show up a little bit, I assume, because it would have been so expensive. Uh, to have like the animatronics or the CGI or whatever to really do it all the time, but it's cool. It's only got one season, which Owie. Oh, I just ninja rolled over the top of that thing. Like these things have gotten beefier. What's going on here? Owie. Yeah, you disappear. Stupid. They're so mean. Trying to eat me and stuff. Why you gotta do that, dude? Just leave me alone. I'm gonna require so much Stardust Source, or Star Trace ore, not Stardust. What I'm talking about. And I never made my Jeep. I think I made all the parts for my Jeep. Just don't think I ever actually made the Jeep. Go back and do that. But I finally started making some of the deviation bullets. And oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Just occurred to me that it's freaking Friday. Yo, what's up, Gravy? Happy Friday. What's funny that I was just talking about it being Friday. So I had an opportunity, finally, to catch part of one of your streams yesterday, Gravy. I hopped in for a little while, a couple of times, and I gotta say, I was pretty impressed, dude. I was pretty impressed. The quality of your audio is on point, and you speak really, really well. But you have really nice, crisp, clear audio. Like, I can hear your voice really well. There's not a lot of background bullshit or any background bullshit. You did a fantastic job. Everything on your stream is just really nice and clean, and I like it. I liked it a lot. Was very impressed. And it looked like you had quite a few people watching. I jumped in a few times over the course of about an hour. And every time I looked at your channel, you were rocking like 6 to 8 people watching. So that's awesome. Doing a fantastic job. Looks like you got a pretty loyal fan base there. So, oh, did you get rated? That's awesome. I mean, they had to have stayed for a while because I mean, I was peeking in. I had you pulled up, and I was just lurking it, and then I'd hop back in every now and then, see what was going on. And I mean, it was over the course of a pretty significant amount of time that those people stayed there. So it's awesome. Really, really awesome. Yeah, keep at it. Keep hammering away. I am sure you will see some good success. Great success. Be grinding some rivals today. Had a very hungry day. No food since this morning. Gotta eat, brother man. Beans and rice. My fat ass don't be skipping meals. Hey, noodles and chicken. There you go. That's some good shit. All right, we got 10 more minutes till that pops. Go ahead and get Stardust ingots going. We'll head back over here. I should have expired a few days. Ah, you'll be fine. Just cook it a little extra. Just cook it a little extra. Uh-oh. I forgot to switch worlds. Oh, no, I did switch worlds. Did I switch worlds? I did switch worlds. Okay. I'm smart. I'm smart. It's Friday then. Saturday, Sunday, what? Been grinding in game, just doing some mod grinding. Gonna be doing some high risk events. We're getting all this Star Trace ore. Gotta start putting myself in a better position for clearing out those nightmare silos because they're really hard. And so, yeah, we need to work on getting our build up, getting a couple of builds up so that we can start teaming up a little. Because they're not really something that I'm just going to be able to do by myself very much. They are incredibly difficult. And I also don't think. So I think one of the big things is you're going to need lots of AoE damage inside of there. So something I might do is I'm currently playing a crit build. And so there's this machine gun that I really like, the Mr. Squid machine gun. Those crits have a 70% chance to trigger bounce. I think right now, with my weapon, yeah, I have a 36% crit rate, which is pretty good. Right now, I'm running the fast gunner build, and then I also have a kind of so-so sniper rifle unstable bomber build. But none of the builds that I'm running right now really do good AoE type stuff. So there's a couple of builds that I think really drive or really do well. I think the burn build, I think the KVD Boom Boom is probably really good because it has that explosive fire stuff. So, you know, you get tons of elemental and status damage. You start hitting an enemy and exploding it, and everything around it just starts taking lots of fire damage. So, lots of AoE there. You've got all of your frost vortexes, and I think this is why the Anabasis is so popular, is because it's not just about the single target damage of the Anabasis, but because it can do so much damage to so many enemies that I think it's really strong right now, especially for this nightmare stuff. Um, what are some other? I think bounce. Honestly, I think the Kumawink is probably going to be one of the best weapons in. Wow. In Nightmare Silos. Because there's just so many extra enemies and stuff that the Kumawink is just really good for clearing lots of stuff. Mischoice territory. This can't be just one person's territory, though, can it? This is like a whole group. They got like a whole village going on over here. Oh my goodness. Yo, what up, Charles? That was a special um, securement unit. That's just like this is a special securement unit. This is just a securement unit with a Xeno purifier in it. Yeah, I was muted there for a second, Charles. Um, but yeah, I'm also pretty excited, Gravy, that we are getting not just that some builds are getting stronger, but that the game is getting enough variance in how you need to be interacting with certain enemies and how you need to be fighting certain situations where some builds are just better at some things. Because that's always been true, but there have never been situations where, you're getting large enough hordes of enemies or, the normal enemies are strong enough that you actually need to worry about having good AoE or a lot of different stuff like that. Why are we at 444% pollution? 544, that's insane. So in the past, it just didn't really matter what build you were using for any given situation. And I think as we start to see normal enemies increase in strength and increase in number, we're going to get to start seeing a lot of changes in the way things are balanced as well. So, for example, if normal enemies are so strong that sniper rifles take, 2 or 3 shots to kill them, then you can increase the power of sniper rifles pretty well beyond the power of, say, an LMG, so that it can be really, really good for killing a boss. And still, it wouldn't be better than an LMG that has, like a good bounce effect or a good AoE kind of effect, like the KVD Boom Boom. It still wouldn't be better for lots of mobs. Sure, sure, absolutely. But the whole thing here is just that it seems like they're finally changing some of the balancing stuff to where there's going to be AoE situations, there's going to be single target situations. It seems like the bosses are in a position in Nightmare, that Nightmare silo that me and um, Nuclear did last night was very much one of these situations where we needed some good single target DPS to burst down the boss when we finally got an opportunity to kill him. But we also needed some really good AoE kind of DPS for a bunch of the mobs and stuff that he was spawning. Because he was spawning a bunch of stuff that he doesn't normally spawn. And it was just way, way more difficult. And it was so much fun. But, we're going to start needing or wanting to do time trials for a lot of that stuff. So you're going to be optimizing the builds of your group so that some people can focus on some things while other people focus on others, like killing the boss versus killing the ads. And I'm really excited to see how the meta for group play starts to change with the Nightmare Silos and with some of the changes that Nightmare Silos are bringing to balance. I think it's going to be good. Unfortunately, that stuff isn't really going to cross over into PvP. Um, and it's going to make PvP balance virtually impossible unless you balance things for PvP totally separately from balancing them for PvE. Because you're just not running into situations where, you have strong AoE or need strong AoE in a PvP versus needing strong single target versus, you're just kind of always in the same sort of environment in PvP. Oh, this is World 2, that's right. I was in World 3. I go back to home base. Unless you went into, yeah. So we'll see. I'm excited. I think things are going to go well. And in the meantime, I'm going to farm shit tons of mods. I am kind of in a position now where I feel a little spoiled. The Nightmare Silos are giving me, guaranteed level 9 mods. And all of the other content in this game only guarantees you, like, level 7 mods. And so I keep getting all these level 7 mods from things like the High Risk. And it's really starting to drive me crazy. Because I really want the higher tier mods, because I can't, level 7 mod, you need like level 13 mods to counteract it when it comes time to uh, mod convert. So these level 7 mods are kind of useless for mod conversion, and there's no point in leveling them up. So I'm just feeling real bad.
Mr. Bean says hello everyone.
Yo, what up, Bean? Man, I like that. I didn't even have to, like, look at the screen to know that you were here. I like that a lot. Booyah. Boom, shaka laka, shaka laka, shaka laka. All right. Do we have another one of these? Where does the disco? Does not have a high risk right now, I don't think. Iron in an hour. So there was a dig to hell on World 2. Go back to my base. And let's go get over to a World 2. try out some dig to hell. I haven't done a dig to hell in a while. I need to repair my machine gun. My machine gun. And banned. And banned. Oh well. Bum bum ba da 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 bum bum. Any teleport. Any teleport. 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 Gonna port where we teleport. Dig to hell is in 16 minutes. Mother mucker. Mother mucker. Well, let's go to World 4. And let's go get us some more Star Trace ore. Star Trace ore in World 4. Woo! This coupe reminds me of an old arcade game called Cruisin' USA. I feel very much like I'm playing that game again when I drive around in the coupe. Yeah. Slap. Do I have the food buff? I do have a food buff. Okay, good. Look at this person. Oh, there's Stardust drilling rigs. The Kid Billy. I want a Stardust drilling rig. Instead, I'm out here doing shit the hard way. Had that stream bow on your blocked terms in Twitch, so I stopped him. I always thought they were using lots of um, different strings of words and stuff. I didn't realize they always used the same string of words or characters or whatever the fuck. Wife aggression. That's their keyword in every message, so I blocked it. Got it. Yeah, I don't even read them. Didn't even notice that they were saying the same word over and over again because I just instantly banned them. You can see they have accents on B and E. That's how they get past the automated because some people block best viewers. I mean, what should be happening is Twitch should be finding a way to block that stuff universally. They take a huge percentage of all of the money that's made on all of the streams on their platform. If they can't find a way to get rid of the really common stuff like that and instead leave it up to each of the streamers to have to go through and like do all of these random bullshit steps to stop this extremely common stuff that every streamer ends up getting hit with, that's just kind of insane. Pull in billions of dollars in revenue for basically just being a hosting platform. Maybe take care of some of that stuff. Yeah, I do. I do think I have the Twitch auto mod turned on. If I am not mistaken. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure I have it turned on. I don't know, I have just been kind of winging it since getting on Twitch. Make me more Stardust ingots. Go, go, Stardust ingot. Yeah, I think I have that too. I just have the email because I think phone number is stupid. Because some people don't have phones, like me. What are we gonna get here? I think I'm already good on the fast gunner. Let's go back to getting some bounce stuff, maybe. No, actually, I do need the fast gunners because I don't have enough of them yet. See, that one's 9, but this one's only 8. This one's only 8. These are basically useless. Which is just sad. Take some meat out of here. No, there is no mod trading. But your mods are cross-character now. So all of my characters share mods. Which I think is super dope. More minutes. While we wait for that, I'm actually going to bail here for just a second, go use the restroom. I'll be right back. And he's back. Nothing like a good pee. All right. Should just have a couple more minutes here. More like a few more minutes. I thought maybe the kiddo woke up again or something, Mustang. I know for sure that's something that I used to do. My parents would try and lay me down and I'd wake up. And then I'd just be awake like, haha, I tricked you. Like, not on purpose, but... You know, the process of taking your kid to sleep, you might wake them up. And then they'll be fully awake. I don't know. It was a bad joke. Bad joke. Yo, it's insane how hard you can flip a 180 in this car now. You slam on the brakes and hold one of the directions, and you basically go nowhere. It's crazy. When you jump. No. Whoa. Aw, crash. I was trying to get a little drift on. Drifting in the car is hard. I think the drift turns maybe just a little too much. I think if it drifted a little more instead of turning so much, it would be easier to deal with. Ooh, that was a pretty decent one. I can do the really light drifts, and I think I can do the really hard ones where you're basically flipping a 180, but I can't do these kind of middle of the road. This one right here, I get going too far. Whoa. My whole back end comes out. I'm like on top of something there. Weird. Oh, I'm out of gas. Oh no, my space bar was stuck. Especially in these faster vehicles, it's a little easier when you don't have like the best engine and stuff in. When you've got all the goods going. Really freaking impossible. Dig to hell. Nice. Let's go shoot 'em up. Shoot 'em up in the shooting gallery. Spawn me right next to an enemy. An enemy punched me in the face. No big deal. Tell everybody about it so they can all teleport over here real quick and help me out. Not that I think I actually need help. I'm pretty sure I can clear this on my own, but might as well have some help. Okay, stop pushing me, goddammit. I'm gonna stand over here off to the side. Somebody comes all the way over here to push me, I'm gonna lose my shit. Lose my shit. I do like this event. I feel like it'd be cool if they put a version of this event in your Eternal Land, down inside of that cave. Be cool. When you've got choke points like this, you can just send such larger waves. And it makes the player feel so much more badass. Just to be mowing down tons and tons of enemies. Gotta go defeat the boss. Whee! Whee! Boop. Nice. And let's get more fast gunner bombs. Boop. Eee, there's a 9. And there's a 9. Fast gunner weapon damage, fast gunner crit damage. Neither of those are really going to be terribly useful, but that's okay. I believe it's going to be a while before we get Chiron, which is the one we want to do. 15 more minutes. All right. Fifteen more minutes. Take all those ingots out. Put all those ingots away. We have 107 ingots now. I already have a 4,400 of the suppression ammo, so I probably don't need to make any more of that. But I could make, I need to get some acid. I need to make some mixed explosives. Ooh, any boiled water? Okay, I got a bunch of boiled water. Let's make some mixed explosives. What do we got? 26? That's because of charcoal. Okay, let's go get some wood. Make an ass ton of charcoal. Does this stuff work mining or logging? It does. Let's go ahead and eat one of these. And then we'll hit up this logging. Need more logs. Need more logs. Rain. Rain. It's actually a pretty decent chainsaw sound. Sounds like an electric chainsaw. Actually, I guess it is an electric chainsaw, isn't it? Well, it doesn't say that it's an electric chainsaw. But considering it takes a battery and not gasoline in order to craft it, I'm going to assume it's an electric chainsaw. These ones are way easier. They die way faster. I'd been getting some really difficult enemies. These don't seem to have nearly as many hit points. What the heck? Maybe it's because of how many waves there were? Maybe the number of waves is predetermined? I don't know. I'm very confused. I feel like those were way, way easier. Alright, we got 13,000 wood. Probably 14,000 now. That's probably enough. For the time being. Bye, car. All right, what does it take? It takes 500 to make 100 charcoal. So I've got, wowza. We maybe went a little overboard. Just a little. All right, more mixed explosive, which we're going to need more water for. We are obviously going to need to get some more sulfur and some more uh, acid as well. Does need those mixed explosives because we want to make more Mr. Wish rockets. They're really fun, and I kind of want to just blow shit up. I want to take some Mr. Wish rockets to like some events, like that Dig to Hell event. I think would be super fun. And just go launch some Mr. Wish rockets in the Dig to Hell event. I also want to see how far you can fly a Mr. Wish rocket. I feel like that'd be some really cool information to have. Build water. Let's actually get some canned lunch meat. Okay. Oh shit. Disco high risk. So we want to do the Chiron in World 2 then because it happens sooner, and then we can do the Disco high risk. I've never done the Disco high risk. I don't even know how to do the Disco event. I've like never done it. So let's get over to a different world here. You dance on one of the three platforms, then when the big ball is free, you throw bombs at it and kill it. Dance free bombs. Right, 5 more minutes till this is going to open up. Probably while we wait here, let's go get some more Star Trace. My big thing today is trying to... yeah, I see your chat. Oh, is that PvP? Yeah, I didn't see that one, sorry. It came through at the same time as Damien and I didn't realize. But no, I'm not playing PvP right now. I'm playing on my PvE server. No, the events are also not PvP. There's only one event that is PvP on the, well, two events, I guess, that are PvP on the PvE server, and that's the cargo events. That you get sproutlets, so any sproutlet event is a PvP event. But everything else is just PvE. Alright, you silly little glow bug. I got fuel. Answer. Most likely the answer is no. Does the fast gun or speed of your weapon drop once you reload? Yes. It drops when I reload. Here, we'll make it look really cool. I have to be back at my base. Never mind. We'll do it later. Make it look kind of like the General Lee. So if you use the quick comeback mod on your chest, I'm curious if that circumvents the reloading, making your fast gunner stacks never drop. That's a good question, and I honestly don't know, Damien. Hey, what's up, Blighted? How are you today? Oh yeah, what'd you have for dinner, Bean? Playing Arena in Albion. Well, that's brave. Good luck. Because Arena is difficult. There's a very specific meta. Well, it's not terribly specific, but it's a very different meta than open world PvP. It's a very different meta than open world PvE. So it's kind of like playing a whole new game. And if you're getting in with randoms instead of with people you know, then it's a very uncontrollable sort of a situation. I mean, it's like playing League of Legends. Eventually, you end up there with some super toxic folks. So it's brave. I don't know, the word is different in my language. All you people eating food that you can't tell me what it is because it's in other languages. So jelly. It's 2 days in a row. What's it got in it? Like a chicken food? Is it beef? Is it vegetarian? Is it a soup? Is it a stew? Throw PB&J and a tortilla, call it a day. That's right. Peanut butter jelly tacos. That's definitely what I'm having for lunch today. I'm actually really looking forward to it. Got a bit of a sweet tooth craving going on. Been a little while since I had like a candy bar or something. With some peanut butter and jelly in my face. Or maybe give me like some really, really sugary oatmeal. Now that I don't drink soda anymore, I don't really have to pay attention to my sugar intake nearly as much, which makes my oatmeal taste delicious. Nice and buttery and sugary. Mmm. Yeah, no, soda will straight up kill you, Mustang. It honestly, now that I understand that a single 12-ounce can of soda has your entire daily value of sugar for like a grown-ass man, um, it's kind of appalling to me that the American Food and Drug Administration hasn't come down on companies who make sugary drinks. Because there's no reason for it, right? There are things um, that are put in soda to reduce how sweet it tastes. Like, all you have to do is just put less sugar in it. But because sugar has an addictive quality, they just put tons of sugar in it. Get you to drink it all the time. It makes you hungry, and it's gross. Soda is gross. And the fact that it's allowed to be as disgustingly bad for you as it is, and still be marketed to children, and well, so those zero sugar ones just have substitute sugars, and those things aren't good for you either. Regular sugar is better for you than that fake sugar crap, as long as you're not having an obscene amount of sugar, right? So if you're gonna have a soda, just have a regular soda. Don't drink that freaking whatever garbage, because that's the exact same. You know, they had a bunch of studies run where they were like, "Oh, sugar's bad, so we're gonna do this other thing." I mean, it's all just a fucking farce. I hate. Ugh, that stuff angers me. But yeah, no, you got to be really careful. That stuff will flippin' kill you. I forgot about the Chiron event. Oh my god. Has a crack open a soda on. Wait, what? You confused me, Party Wizard. Let's click this. Let's go there. All right, let's do this thing. Wind's getting crazy again, so sorry in advance if stream crashes. Taking a big old gulp of soda. Uh-oh. That's funny. I think I might be the only one here right now. That makes me kind of sad. I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. Who just hit me? Got him. I don't know where those enemies came from. It's not right here. Looks like somebody's over at the Pillar of Thunder now. Nice, nice, very nice. We'll go help them. Mow that fool down. You're dead. You're dead. And you get bullets in the face. And you get bullets in the face. Okay, what in the hell is going on? Hey, congratulations. Only 6% of players make it to Bronze 1? That doesn't seem right. So where are the other people? I thought there were like 3 people over here with me. Okay, so it's 6% of the entire player base, not 6% of people who participate in Arena. That makes more sense. If it was 6% of the entire player base, I'd be freaking out a little. Or if it was 6% of the Arena player, I'd be freaking out a little. Because that seems way off. Gotta pick up all my drops. All right, just about time to go do the disco. Equipped, 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 equipped. Perfect. Oh, need more leftovers. Okay. 7 more minutes. I just made a bunch of leftovers, Damien. We're good. Just have to wait for them. Thank you, though. I just have the resources. It would take me more time to walk over to your base to get the resources that I already have in my base. No sense in borrowing from you if I already have it. I'm trying to figure out if the 6% is 6% of all players in the game or 6% of players that play Arena. Because if only 6% of the players who play Arena reach Bronze 1, then either a ton of people only play one game and quit, or their advancement system is insanely broken. If it's only 6% of people who play Arena, then the higher ranks must just be devoid of challengers. And there's only like 5 teams just all playing each other over and over and over again. And I would imagine that's really boring. Well, so the way it seems to me is that he's talking about only 6% of people get to a minimum of Bronze 1. Now, if it's only 6% of people are in Bronze 1, and then they're all spread out both above and beyond, then you're right, Party Wizard. But normally when people talk about their ranks and the percentage of people, right, it's about all the people from their rank forward. Bronze isn't the first rank, that's fine. Bronze is still an extremely low rank. Yeah, that doesn't really clarify anything. I'm sure there's somewhere in there that it tells you. How it's figuring it out, or I could look it up on the internet. I'm sure somebody knows. Okay, have fun. Yeah, it is. It's got my doggy in it. How much is that doggy in the window? More minutes. Wow. That 5 minutes went by really fast. Holy crap. Let's go get our dance on. Do I have... I don't even have dance on here. I don't think I have a dance. Do I have to have a dance? Do you just press F on something to dance? I am so confused. ¿Por qué? Okay. Yeah. Getting it. Why are these enemies level... Oh, it's because it's high risk. I was about to say, why are these enemies level 50 in this super low-ass level zone? That person's gonna get killed. I throw it up here at this thing, right? Yeah. Throwing bombs at the stuff. What's the dance again now? Oh, and then we dance long enough that this disco balls goes up into that. And now it's going to be time to throw. Oh, the disco thing disappeared. No. Oh, you're a little booty face. Dancing my life away. Event level legendary. Sweet. Good job, everyone. Good job. Well, I'm glad to see that they're updating things, because where does the disco's always been kind of a boring. Always been kind of a boring event. So I'm glad to see that there's more enemies and stuff happening now. Very good times. You know what I hate? I hate these freaking things. Fucking wrecked. Rob Nuclear? How are you? Cool-bladed. I'm not terribly concerned about it. I mean, it's not even a game that I play. Doesn't really have any bearing on my life. I never played the Infernal Scythe. I was always a shield or a spear or a sword person. The sound of my footsteps on top of this thing sounded a lot like acrylic nails, like tapping a keyboard. Interesting. And I got some ammunition. And then let's make some tungsten AP. Oh my goodness. I mean, that makes sense. Guild activities don't tend to make a ton of currency in that game, Blighted, because the amount of fighting that happens in guild activities is really high. So usually guild activities are money sink. Yo, what up, Dret? Yeah, happy Friday indeed. It's Friday then. It's Saturday, Sunday. What? That's fine, Blighted, but the more people you have, right? If you're doing a guild activity, the more people you have with you, the more difficult it is to sound a retreat. And the more difficult it is to coordinate that retreat. And so there comes a point where it doesn't matter if you don't want to take a fight or not. If somebody engages you, at least some of your group is going to end up in a fight. There's no way around that. For every person you add, it becomes exponentially more difficult to coordinate, even using Discord. Because somebody's going to get confused, somebody's going to try and save somebody, somebody's going to get caught out. Like, I mean, League of Legends is a perfect example, right? You play 5v5s with randoms, and there's always somebody who engages before everybody else is ready, or who engages slightly off of everybody else thinking that the engage should happen, and then the fight goes totally sideways and it's a wipe, even if you try and run away. The exact same thing happens in Albion. It has nothing to do with being smart or stupid. It has to do with groups are difficult to coordinate. Yeah, the laning phase ends at some point, and it's a 5-person fight, right? There are lots of 5v5s that happen over objectives, like the Dragon, or Baron, or the Scuttle Crab. There are situations where you're not just chilling in your lane. Need to clear out some of my mods here. I've got a bunch of low tier ones that I don't need. Most of them are these fast gunner ones and stuff because I've been doing those events. That's a 9. Yeah, it's been a couple of years since I played any League of Legends. It's not really my game anymore. Yeah, a lot of my friends, Damien, have switched over to just playing ARAM from time to time to have a little bit of fun. Not really taking things very seriously and just going out there and beating on people. Oh, it's about to be 9. Let's actually head over to Blackfell. Let's go do the nighttime Blackfell thing. Own every champion, over 100 skins, never spent a dime. So much I play. I don't own every champion anymore. Obviously, I haven't played in a few years. But I was always able to keep my champions up. I never really cared about skins. I have a couple that came from just, randomly free playing certain things. But I didn't my my largest years of playing that game were like way back in season 1 and, maybe like season 1 through 5. I probably played the most I ever played. And then after that I kind of started to slow down on the game and only play a little bit every now and then. And so I didn't play nearly as much of my playtime during the time when you had like the skin shards and different stuff like that. Because that stuff didn't exist way back. I remember my first MMO, my first Naga gaming mouse. Um, I actually bought because it gave me runes in League of Legends. The first time I ever bought like an MMO mouse with the 12 buttons on the thumb was because I was going to get runes in League for it. And I needed a mouse anyway, so. Never bought a gaming mouse, nor do I use hotkeys or any mouse buttons. I don't know how you play without using any of your mouse buttons. I use all my mouse buttons. I've just got a 5-button mouse now, where it's got, left and right click, middle click, and then 2 thumb buttons. I think that's sufficient. I really like the 5-button configuration. Of course, my mouse buttons now are specifically for mutes. I have my Discord mute and my stream mute. Get out of there. I got the doggy. Oh, doggy's gone. I gotta get out of there. Ruh-roh. I was gonna use my doggy to try and kill this thing. I'm getting really close to being able to take these guys out on my own. As long as I use the doggy. Gonna have another try here in just a minute. What you doing down there, bud? Hey. Stop dodging me. Oh yeah. Get some, dude. Freaking get some. I am the greatest. I am the greatest. I think there might be another one over there. Because normally, yep, there he is. I see you, dude. You think you slick, but you ain't. And kill all these little enemies so that they don't interfere. Alright, I think we good. Boom, 2 down. so nice not to have to just cut bait and run every time I see one of those things now. Like, this obviously isn't necessarily as fast as it would be if there were other people around, but it still feels real good. Yeah, I figured you meant 30. If you got a 309-minute lunch break, that actually kind of suck, because that would take up like all of your day. Just end up being at work 12 hours. Actually, we're just gonna walk over here. There's another one. Oh no, that's a person. You clear all my mobs over here? You buttface. Why did you clear all my mobs? Oh look, they're back. Pew 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 pew. Pew 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 pew. My gun is about to break. It's them again. It's a buttface. Ooh, this one feels like it has way better defenses. I think this one killed a person and took their armor. Maybe not. Maybe we'll be okay. Nice, got a third one. Oh no, there's another one. I'm gonna weaken him up a little bit while we wait. Oh my goodness, he's gonna weaken me up a little bit. Yo, can you relax? I think my streak is about to come to an end. Oh my goodness. Yeah, without the dog, these things are still basically impossible. I guess the maiden would be fine too, being able to freeze it. But you definitely need to be rocking something that gets it to stop kicking your butt. Pretty excited about being able to kill these things all by myself, though. Oh, shit. Please don't heal, please don't heal, please don't heal. No, fuck. Oh, and the other one's back. Oh no. Everything is going wrong. Oh, that was good times. Good times. Oh, goodness. Get me the flock out of there. And that, kids, is why you always repair your weapon. Oh, man, that was funny. Yeah, it was a pretty good run. I honestly don't know anymore. Let's go find out. Moon Spectral Hunt. Here we go. Oh, wow, I've already gotten 20. Holy shiznit. There's somebody out here with 1,300 of them. And freaking Nuclear has 922. Nuclear, you need to calm your little ass down. Sure. That. Let's claim that. Yeah, looks like I just need to kill 5 more of them. All right, repair those. And repair all that. Good deal. Wow. Tier 9 with no purples. Alright, max these things out. Hmm. Status damage, elemental damage, damage reduction, and damage against great old ones. I mean, so these really could be really strong mods. It looks like 3.2, so you'd get 12.8% damage reduction. You can have them on two, right? They go on tops, and then they also go on helmets, I think. Helmets. So on two of these, you could get 12%. So you could get 24% less damage, almost 25% less damage from deviations, which is, I mean, pretty solid. But to have to be down at 30% HP or so, pretty rough. And I just don't know if I'll ever want to build a build like that. Like, I understand that they're probably really strong, but ugh. That's a rough one. What we got going on here? Heal up a little bit. Looks like somebody's saying there's a Prime War going on in White Cliff. I'll go over there and do that here in a sec. It's so calming the way it sings to you while you're sleeping. It'll make me fall asleep. My Predator's actually up to 4-star now, so until yesterday, the Predator that I was using was only 1-star. So I'm actually rocking a 4-star Pred now. It did increase my DPS by like 3 or 4K, maybe more like 2 or 3. It is a pretty significant boost in damage, but it's not um, not too over the top, I don't think. I'm pretty happy with it. mean, that's definitely what it is. I'm up to, when I break out my dog, sometimes I can hit almost 50k DPS. And that's, no food buffs, no fortress warfare, um, no bullseye, no none of that. So, pretty good. If I used food and bullseye and fortress warfare, I bet you would get pretty close to 100. I should probably go ahead and make all the stuff for it and do that and just see what the upper limits are. You should just put that thing right in front of my face. Ed. Kill it with fire. Dang, 13. Dang, I got a lot of points there. I went up 1,000 points just in one magazine. That's honestly kind of crazy. Really? Wow, dude. Honestly, I don't know what food I'm gonna want, Drat. I'll have to look into it. Um, Probably shattered bread or crumbly bread. No, I wasn't on the top. I got friggin' murdered. If I hadn't gotten murdered and I got to put in a couple of hits, I'd have been fourth place. So sad. But yeah, I'll probably be using crumbly breads. Honestly, I might just see if I can buy them. See if anybody's making them. I don't know. Oh, I went to somebody else's base, not mine. Oh well. Because you can make energy links pretty much infinitely now, farming those mods on nightmare mode. Like, I don't even feel bad about spending tons of currency. Crit damage by 25% when your energy is full. Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand. The crumbly bread increases all weapon damage by 25%. And that's just always. So why is there 25% crit damage, but it's got a conditional on it? That's crazy. Crit rate by 15% when hitting enemies affected by Frost Vortex. Again, if that was just crit rate, like I'd use that. Continuous debuff, I don't use. Use to increase your pollution resistance. Gain 25% status damage. Reduce your damage from other players by 20%. Visible. Use to make your character skinny. Emit stuns. Load. Deviation capture. Increase your burn damage by 10%. Elemental damage. Shrapnel damage. Roulette dumplings, that's weird. 15% damage reduction if you're sanity. Hot dog seems to be a popular one. Do I not have the hot dog? Ah, mixed fried hot dog. Yeah, so 20% damage towards enemies affected with the bullseye. But why would I take 20% damage when I can have 25% weapon damage? Because this is adding to my base, right? This is adding to. Honestly, weapon damage is the strongest damage number in the game, because that's the base damage right here. And everything else multiplies off of this. So if I increase this by 25%, I'm getting 75 base damage, which is a full calibration. And then all of your weak spot, all of your crit, all of that stuff comes off of this number. So, I mean, again, but why? Because Bullseye inflicts vulnerability. So, Bullseye makes the target take more damage. And I assume that's from all sources, right? So I suppose the benefit there is probably because it's a multiplier on your end damage number. So, but it's the same as having a multiplier at the beginning of your damage number, right? If the very first number gets increased by 25%, then every number subsequent, every multiplication subsequently is 25% greater. So it's a more multiplier. And I guess the same thing is true of the enemy taking more damage. So you do all of your damage calculations and then you just multiply that by a 20% from the hot dog. So I guess it's kind of the same thing, but it's conditional instead of just straight up more damage. So unless I'm misunderstanding where the crumbly bread falls in, I mean, it's one deviated aloe vera, some wheat, some sugar, and some corn oil. Not not that expensive to make. And then we got mixed fried hot dogs, so deviated mushrooms, sure, totally easier to use. And then any random meat, uh, again, totally easy to get. But I don't really feel like it's out of the question to be using the other, especially because it's conditional. I don't know. Paradise Lost, high risk. Don't actually need to heal any. Please stand up. Forgot what I was trying to check. I wonder if it's been long enough that I can get that Chiron again. I think it's been an hour since I did the Chiron event. Got any shroomy deviants? Get a garden going for you too. Yeah, I have all that stuff. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I've made such an extensive garden on all of my previous seasons that I just haven't really felt like it this season. Collect the trophies. I don't think I know what you mean. You mean the little things that look like the characters, like the little toys? I have a bunch of those. I don't know if I have all of them, but I have a bunch of them. Paramecium brain. You want to know what a paramecium brain is? That's a paramecium brain. Why are you a sucker? Because you got all the bounties, Drat? That doesn't make you a sucker. Makes you dedicated AF. Oh. Yeah, no, I'm not going to be doing that. Not going to be doing that. Although I don't think that that's a terrible way to monetize. Um, because those things don't really affect the game. The bounties themselves are a big part of that, and that's just content. And now you're having people pay for access to this really sort of short-term content. I don't know. It feels a little awkward, but it definitely is better than paying to just straight up be more powerful. So I don't know. I don't know. Oop, I let myself black out. See if we can't get some more people over here. Having a little trouble trying to do this on my own. Trophy cases are free once you earn them. Had to get those. Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Now I can't even see this dude's. Oh my god. This is going well. Yeah, I think probably a better way to have gone after that drat would have been to have created the bounty system and then given, a version of the rewards that were free and then a version of the rewards that were paid, like they do with season passes and stuff. I think that's a pretty. Season passes with the free and paid tiers tend to be a pretty, I think, decent way of going about things. Because it gives everybody something to work towards and everybody a reason to do a bunch of content and stuff. And that's really what we want. You know, it doesn't have to be a huge reason. I don't need to be getting, um, you know, extremely powerful. I don't need to be getting like uh, the coolest cosmetic there ever was or anything like that. It can be something as simple as getting some activators and stuff, and I'd totally be down for some grind. Just giving us a reason to all go grind together and stuff. When you have stuff like that, you when you have stuff like this, you create. Oh, okay, so you can unlock each of the bounties individually. Okay. Um, yeah, when you have stuff like this, you create a reason to go through and do content, and you create this sort of system to mark progress. No, apparently, Damien, it's one time an hour is what um, Nuclear was telling me. One time an hour. So you used to only be able to get 3 controllers per day from doing these. And I think that's where I got confused too. But you can get the other rewards apparently once an hour per high risk event. So yeah, you should absolutely just be doing them as often as you can. Because I mean, they really only show up about once an hour. Let's see, we got fast gunner state weapon damage. We got fast gunner state crit damage. We've got normal enemy damage and weapon damage reduction. That's actually not a bad one. Um, Unfortunately, it's just plus 4 seconds. This isn't the bonus I want, but still, good deal. But yeah, apparently you can get them more than once. And now that there's no more controllers, you don't have to worry about the controller thing anymore. So it's real good. I need to get find detoxicants. I don't even freaking know how to get those. I should hit 50 this weekend, hopefully be done exploring too, maybe. I think I want to build a house. Yeah, get it. Gotta have a house. They might be. If they are just drops, then they probably come from Blackfell. But I do that run like once-ish a day, and I only have 2 of them. So maybe I need to go like up here and do a run up there, trying to get some more. I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right there, Drat. I do believe you are correct. Let's make some more explosives. We can make more Mr. Wish rockets. Goodness, do we only have 106 of these? 107? We need so much more stardust. Are we going to make some super exploders? I want to take them to some of the events. Yeah, so what I want to build, or what I want to make, is a stardust regulator. Because you can use it 15 times, and it heals you 70% HP and 30% max HP shield. So it gives you basically 100% HP back. And it's an independent cooldown of activators. So this is one of my specializations. And I want to make some for everybody. But I need to find a place to actually get those. I guess I could maybe try making one and then selling it for like 11. Right, so if I just make one of these and then sell it for 11 of these detoxicants. I actually got, I think I bought a solar drill. Treasure hunter. I don't think I've been using it, but it exists in my life. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Dret. But I mean, I could just sell them for 11, and every 10 that I make, I would get an extra one, and then I could just keep the extra one, right? For the group vending machine. Because the other stuff that goes in there isn't really anything other than the detoxicants. They just are kind of free. All right. I'll be back in just 1 second here. I got to use the restroom real quick. And actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and make up some food here real quick to get some PB&J tacos. So if y'all give me just a couple of minutes, I'll be right back.
Drat_ says, what does the fox say?
The fox says, Drat needs to shut up That's what the fox says. And just let a man enjoy his peanut butter and jelly tacos in peace. Mmm. Delicious and nutritious. Look at that horizon. Any of y'all white taco versus burrito? Yeah, corn tortilla. And my game froze. Hello? Are you there?